Ever feel like you're doing everything right to lose weight, but the scale still won't budge? That's because most people are focused on the wrong thing when it comes to weight loss. They think the answer is to count calories or to starve themselves, but that simply won't work if your body is stuck in fat storage mode. Not only that, all the fat your body stores, both the visible fat and the much more dangerous stuff that you can't see, is toxic, leaking into your bloodstream every single day, and it makes you feel a lot worse. So until you learn how to flip the switch and get your body to go from storing fat to burning fat, you're gonna struggle to shed the pounds and to overall feel better. So stay tuned. I will show you the 3-step process to turn your body into a fat burning machine without starving yourself and feel great in the process. First thing you need to understand is that fat isn't just extra weight hanging around your midsection. It's not just something that makes your clothes fit tighter or makes you feel self-conscious in pictures that you look at of yourself. Fat is an active part of your body. And if you've got too much of the wrong kind, it's working against you, not for you. See, most people think of fat as storage, extra calories your body didn't use that got packed away to access later. It's true in some extent, but what nobody tells you is that fat isn't passive. It's toxic. It's inflammatory. It actually makes you feel worse. It drains your energy and it slows down your metabolism. And here's the critical thing to understand. Most of these symptoms aren't actually caused by the fat that you can see. They are caused by the fat that you don't see. Everyone knows about subcutaneous fat, the fat on the outside, the stuff that's right under your skin. That's the fat you can pinch, thighs, belly, neck. And that's what most people focus on when they try to lose weight. But then there's visceral fat, and that's the real danger. Visceral fat is the toxic fat that surrounds your organs, your liver, your heart, your intestines. And it's not just sitting there. It's actually releasing harmful chemicals into your bloodstream every single day. Those chemicals zap energy. They sabotage your metabolism, and it makes it really hard to lose weight. But perhaps even more important than that, it's also doing terrible things to your body. It creates chronic inflammation, which is the root cause of heart disease, diabetes, and even memory loss. It disrupts hormones, throws off everything from your appetite to your sleep cycles, and it blocks your cells from getting nutrients. Meaning, even if you're eating the right foods, your body isn't absorbing them properly. And this is why so many people feel like they're doing all the right things, but are still exhausted, bloated, and stuck. Because their body isn't just carrying extra weight, it's carrying around toxic baggage. Now, here's where it gets frustrating. The number one mistake people make when trying to lose weight is focusing only on cutting calories instead of fixing what's actually broken. You can slash your calories, go on a diet, do hours of cardio, but if you don't fix the root problem, if you don't detox and reset your metabolism, you're just setting yourself up for failure. I always say we don't want lighter caskets at the end of the day. We want healthier human beings. And this is because if your liver is overloaded with toxins, then your body is stuck in fat storage mode. This is the first place it'll get stored. This is the first place it'll get burnt up. If your cells then, of your brain, of your muscles, all the cells of your body, if they are inflamed, they cannot absorb nutrients properly. And then if your hormones are out of balance, the cravings never stop and you never feel full. So that's why it isn't about just losing weight. It's about helping your body recover so that it can start burning the right kind of fat and getting rid of the wrong kind. So if you ever lost weight and then gained it right back, if you've ever felt exhausted no matter how well you eat, and if you've ever hit a weight loss plateau and felt like nothing works, it's not your fault. It's because your fat burning system is broken and no one has ever shown you how to fix it. And that's what I'm gonna share with you right now. So your body already knows how to burn fat. You just have to unlock the process. It is one of the 3 fuels of your body, and fat is actually a jet fuel. When the body knows how to burn it, it burns clean, it gives good energy, it supports those hormones. It's a very efficient fuel when we can access it. So here's how we do that in 3 simple steps. Step 1, fix your liver, the body's fat burning filter. If there is one thing I want you to remember from this video, it's this. Your liver is in charge of fat burning. If it is clogged, you can't lose weight, period. Think of it like a kitchen sink. If you keep dumping grease and food scraps down the drain, eventually the drain's gonna get clogged. And when it does, nothing flows properly. Water can't go through properly. Your liver works the same way. So if you've been struggling to lose weight, there's a good chance it's backed up and needs a reset. Your liver works the same way. excess consumption, excess sugar, alcohol, medications, and all the toxins you come in contact with are clogging the sink that is your liver. And there's no extra energy and no extra processing to drain the junk away to efficiently unlock fat burning. So if you've been struggling to lose weight, there's a good chance it's backed up and it needs a reset. So here are some of the best ways to reset your liver. First, start adding in. It's easier to add than it is to take away all your vices. Take away the candy bar, take away the soda. Let's start adding in more cruciferous vegetables. Your liver loves these and they help detox the liver. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula. These are the foods the liver thrives off of to give it the nutrients to start unlocking and unclogging. Secondly, it needs healthy fats. All the grease gets poured down in there, but we do want healthy oil, uncooked oil, right? So things like olive oil, avocados, wild caught fish even, and nuts. Healthy fats help all of those cells unlock because you're making new cells every single day in your body. And if you have to make those cells from damaged, used grease, you're going to have unhealthy cells. But if you have good, fresh oil, good, fresh fats, you're going to have good, fresh cells. That'll unlock and help the detoxification process. Next, let's add in some incredible liver-boosting superfoods. One of my favorites is lemon water. It helps to flush out the toxins of the body. You could actually use lemon water to clean calcium buildups and deposits in your sink or in your bathtub. It does the same thing to your liver if you get that visualization. In fact, I created a video specifically on lemon water and these incredible foods that you can eat. It's one of my most popular videos. You can check that one out right here as a next step. Just by adding lemon water in and adding in these healthy foods, you can reduce the grease and clog and fat buildup in your liver in as little as 2 weeks. Coffee is another one to support the liver. It helps bile flow, so it drains some of the excess storage of the bile and of the fats of the liver, helps to empty it, helps with antioxidants that are going to protect your liver. In fact, coffee is the #1 source of antioxidants in America. As far as all the foods we eat, the most antioxidants we get as a country comes from coffee. So getting it organic and quality is very important. If you need a really good one with superfoods in it, the link for mine is below. The third superfood I love for the liver is apple cider vinegar. And this is because the acetic acid that is in apple cider vinegar helps to support healthy blood sugar levels and insulin levels. Now that's extremely important because the higher your blood sugar levels are, the higher your insulin levels are, the harder the liver has to work. Because of all that excess consumption and all those excess sugars, your liver's job is to take the excess, pair it with one of those fats, turn it into a triglyceride, which is then storing fat or putting fat into your bloodstream. So if you have high triglycerides, this becomes even more important. Apple cider vinegar to help the liver and those triglycerides, very important one to add in. 4, milk thistle. Milk thistle, you can imagine like putting armor around the liver. It helps regenerate damaged tissue that is inside the liver and helps galvanize from the onslaught of every chemical you take into your body, every chemical that comes into your mouth, into your diet, into your skin. The liver has to deal with isolating it and getting it out of the body through your digestive tract. Milk thistle helps rejuvenate and regenerate those damaged, exhausted areas of the liver that are bogging you down, adding excess weight, and causing you to have low energy. And then it helps to protect from future onslaught. So a daily dose of some quality milk thistle your liver loves. 5 is dandelion root. Now you could make your own dandelion tea or concoction or soup, or you can take this in a supplement form. It is a natural diuretic that helps to flush out excess toxins from the liver, from the kidneys, from the bloodstream to aid in releasing the toxins, which is going to begin to help you release the weight. And finally, superfood number 6 is choline. Choline is found in a high amount in eggs, so I do put pasture-raised eggs in my diet regularly to get the B vitamins and choline, which is very similar to B vitamins. It helps prevent fat accumulation in the liver. If we can prevent it from building up in the liver, now the first place that your body's going to burn up fat, the liver, doesn't have as much in it. So then it'll go to the secondary place that has the most fat, which is the visceral fat around the rest of the organs, your heart, your other organs, and subcutaneously, the stubborn belly or thigh or neck or other areas that we don't like to look at. So there are your superfoods. Adding those in support the heck out of that liver. It is the unlock, the first step of really cleansing and releasing the fat of your body. Let's go to step 2, how to switch from fat storage mode to fat burning mode. This is the second key to burning up fat, and it involves lowering the insulin levels. If you are overweight, you are struggling with insulin resistance. Insulin is your body's fat storage hormone. And when insulin levels are high, your body holds on to fat no matter what you do. Insulin delivers packages of fat to the cells. It stores excess sugars, it stores excess fat in the cells. So you can imagine insulin like an Amazon delivery driver. And it delivers this package. It says, I have excess food, I have excess calories, I have excess sugar. I would like to deliver them to your house. And the first time the Amazon guy comes, you're excited. This is like when I was a kid, I would get excited about mail being delivered. And then, oh, wow, got another delivery later that day and another one later that day. And the more we're eating, the more often we're eating, and the more insulin spiking foods we're eating, the more deliveries are happening. And eventually you are so tired of hearing that Amazon delivery guys knock and ringing your doorbell. You don't want to take any more packages. We're full. I got so many packages. I don't want any more. I was excited at first, but now I'm not. And you start not answering the door. That is insulin resistance. And insulin starts to back up into the system. And you become more insulin resistance, which leads to more weight gain. Your body starts holding on to more and more of it, visceral fat and the subcutaneous fat. So what creates the spike in deliveries? What creates the spike in insulin? The more processed a food is, and the more stripped down to processed simple sugars, the worse it's going to be for insulin. And then the more often you eat, the more risk to spiking your insulin levels. So most people are eating all day long. Breakfast, snack, a coffee with a bunch of sugar in it, lunch, more snacks, energy drinks with sugars in them, dinner, late night snacks, all day long. And every time you eat, most of the foods that we are now consuming are insulin spiking foods, and your insulin goes up and your body stays in fat storage mode. And you never really give your body a chance to enter fat burning mode. So what's the solution? Number 1, those simple carbohydrates where the fibers have been removed. The difference between an orange with about 5 to 10 grams of sugar versus a glass of orange juice with no fiber with 30 grams of sugar. The difference between those two is the difference between more of a complex carbohydrate with fiber to negate the insulin spike and pure insulin spike. So that glass of concentrated orange juice is going to be fat storing, and your orange is going to be more fat burning. Now, that's just a simple example. I'm not saying eat a bunch of oranges. That's not what I'm meaning. But the difference between those sugars is extremely important of how much it spikes your insulin levels up. There's also hidden sugars in so many of the packaged foods, and these are in way more foods than you can possibly think. We'll discuss more of that in a moment. So lowering that carbohydrate intake, if you're gonna have carbohydrates, fiber-rich carbohydrates. Number 2, stop snacking all day long. Your body needs a break in order to burn fat. So the constant eating impacts that. If you could just stay with 3 meals per day in a nice rhythm, your metabolism would have a better chance of getting in to fat burning mode because you have less knocks on the door, less deliveries each day. Oftentimes we are snack, meal, breakfast, eating, breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, late night snack. We're constantly knocking, we're constantly spiking. Number 3, focus on the right clean proteins. If your proteins have a lot of additives, if your proteins end up coming with lots of hormones or toxins like antibiotics, you are taxing the liver and you are working for your insulin resistance. You are in fat storage mode. So we want clean protein, which has less of an insulin hit. And then finally, we want healthy fats. Those help to unlock and drain the cells and fat has very little impact on insulin. So healthy fats in each meal help with the detoxification process and don't knock on the door. And finally, I will reiterate, fiber has to be included if you're going to be having carbohydrates, more of a complex carbohydrates. Think real foods. Vegetables are loaded with fibers. If you're going to have fruits, make sure they're lower sugar fruits like grapefruit, lemons, limes, berries. Good fiber, low sugar count. A Granny Smith apple, good fiber, low sugar count, better than the red one. So those can help you keep your carbs down, still providing fiber, and you can still have a little bit of carbohydrate without spiking the insulin. Other great sources of fiber and foods that really work with your insulin instead of against it: beans, legumes, nuts, seeds. Avocado is great all around because of its healthy fat, healthy nutrients, and healthy fibers. And then making sure you have clean proteins, grass-fed beef, organic chicken and turkey, pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish, excellent sources of low insulin, high nutrient, healthy foods for your liver, your organs, and your fat-burning mode. Now, I will disclaimer, a lot of people think that eating fat makes you fat. That is simply not how it works. Your liver is designed to process fat and use it as energy. So as long as it's functioning properly, you actually want more fat in your diet, which is also going to lead to more production of healthy, clean cells. Now, when you eat more fat, your body flips the switch. It moves out of fat storage mode and it starts getting used to using fat for fuel. You get into fat burning mode. And you'll finally then be more efficient at tapping into the stored fat on your body for energy instead of sugar and spiked insulin. Now let's go to the final step. We need to reduce inflammation. It unlocks your body's furnace to finally start putting energy into burning fat as opposed to energy to heal all the damaged tissue. And this is the step where most people get it wrong. You cannot burn fat effectively if your body is overinflamed. Why? Because inflammation isn't just something that happens when you sprain your ankle. That's a protective mechanism. You sprain your ankle, you injure it, inflammation, not a bad thing in that case. But to constantly be inflamed, not natural and very hard on the system. It happens inside your body, in your cells. When you eat the wrong foods and you overload your system with toxins and bad fats and simple sugars, it prevents your body from switching over to fat burning mode, because your cells are spending all their energy dealing with the inflammation and dealing with the toxicity. And what makes it worse, what fuels more of this inflammation in the cells, is the excess sugar consumption, the excess carbohydrate consumption, and the toxic fats. So we've got to break this cycle. How? By quitting the foods that cause you to gain weight in the first place. Some of the worst offenders that we were alluded to earlier are anything with processed sugars or high fructose corn syrup, sodas, pastries, ice cream, all these processed carbohydrates, instantly inflaming the cells and spiking insulin levels. There's also hidden sources that you might not realize that are sabotaging the weight loss efforts. Fruit juices, flavored yogurt, granola bars. A lot of foods labeled as low fat and health foods actually add sugar to enhance the taste, which takes you the opposite direction of losing weight. Vegetable oils, seed oils like canola, soybean, sunflower. These are oils that inflame the cells. They make the bad bilayer around the cell, and so that nutrients can't get in and toxins can't get out. They are highly inflammatory and are hidden in almost every processed food, boxed food, cracker, bread, grain, pasta, restaurant meals, and packaged snacks that you can eat. In addition, you want to look out for very refined carbohydrates and processed grain. This is all of your white breads, white pastas, white rice. That isn't anything shocking to you, but now you're understanding it inflames that cell, it bogs down that liver, and it spikes insulin levels. Complete opposite direction of losing weight. They turn into sugars when they hit your bloodstream. And when it's a starch, it happens within 4 seconds of eating it. 4 seconds is all it takes when you eat that white bread or that white pasta. It does the exact same thing to your body as candy. Finally, I would warn you of alcohol, because whenever you drink it, your liver prioritizes breaking down that chemical and that carbohydrate over everything else. So it prioritizes that, which means it's not burning up the excess fat or metabolizing fat for you. Now, we've really just scratched the tip of the iceberg. And so if you want to learn more about how to fix your liver and start burning fat. There are 2 resources below for you. One is my Living a Daily book. It's a 21-day guide to understand exactly what I taught there eating-wise in a really simple manner that saved my dad by cleansing his liver, lowering his inflammation, and lowering his insulin levels. I call them the 3 I's, actually. Insulin, inflammation, and I. I am the solution, which means if you're the solution, you are the problem. And it starts with what's going on your plate and 4 other key areas to unlock real health and real healing. And so controlling insulin, controlling inflammation, and you being the solution to your weight loss and unlocking your energy and overcoming health issues. This has helped millions of people now. And it's got his story, how this all got started, in a really simple game plan. It's got a meal plan in the back and a food list. So grab that resource below. It's free. All you gotta do is pay the shipping. So that link is below. Also, if you want to get after cleansing your liver with some of those superfoods I mentioned, I put the link below for my liver cleanse as well. It's a 2-week cleanse, very straightforward to do. If you scan the QR code on the side of the bottle, it'll also give you a very simple liver-friendly food list so that you can start taking action right now. So those are the 3 steps to unlocking your body's ability to burn fat. Remember, burning fat isn't about starving yourself. It's about fixing what's broken. Your body knows how to burn fat. Fix its broken processes and mechanisms. You can do it. Cutting calories won't work if your liver's overloaded, your insulin is too high, or if your body's inflamed. You need to address these 3 and flip the switch so that your body is using fat as fuel again. So here's what I want you to do. Take action today. Start with 1 step. 1 small change, because once you start, momentum starts to build, and every healthy choice that you make strengthens the momentum. And soon those small changes start adding up. You only have to get 1% better than you were yesterday. And the day after that, another 1% and another 1%. If you got 1% better every day of this year, 365 days of 1% improvement, you would be 37 times better at burning fat in your body. How good does that sound? The book is an excellent place to start. The liver cleanse is a good place to start, or pick any of the food steps that we just went through above. And before you know it, you're not just losing weight, you're looking good and you're feeling good, and then you can go live good. If you want to learn more about how to lose weight the right way, be sure to watch my other video where I share the top 3 drinks for removing fat from your liver that accelerates fat loss. In this video, I'll explain how losing weight releases toxins from the fat cells that go into your bloodstream, as high as 280% increased release of toxicity. So how do you get rid of that? Because they find their way to the liver. So if you don't use something like these drinks to detoxify, you could easily rebound, which means those toxins are going to go get stored somewhere else in the body, and you'll protect them with fat, which means you add the fat back on. It's the dreaded rebound effect. So you don't want to miss that video. I'll include a link to it right here. Click it to watch it next, and I'll see you over there.